I'm not going to tell you that you need to meditate and limit your screen time on social media, blah, blah, blah. You've heard that many times already. I'm talking about profound and unconventional ways to actually detoxify your brain, easy and available at all times. Scientists have found that rats would rather get an orgasm with dopamine than feed themselves. These rats would do that, to the point they would forget to eat and starve to death. We're not rats, but we are surrounded by constant stimulation. Nowadays, more than ever. I mean, we see, on average, up to 10,000 ads per day. And I'm not even mentioning soft porn, constant news negativity, the infinite pressure from professional activities, and countless information flowing from smartphones, TV, radios. Today, we have access to more information than the president in the 90s. I don't know if you realize that. But this is insanely insane. Now, let's not fry your brain with useless information. And let's dive into it right now. Number 1, boredom. Boom, just like that. Were you expecting something spectacular? Well, here is the first taste of it. Boredom. Simple. Why? Is it because I want your life to be dull and purposeless? Get this. If you intentionally embrace moments of boredom, you will allow your brain to wander. What happens when you do this is that it will make mental space. I'm not talking about meditating. I'm talking about being bored. For example, when you're in an elevator or waiting in line, instead of jumping to your smartphone, just accept the idea that the next seconds or minutes are going to be nothing. When you do that, first, you'll have the impression that life passes slowly, making you feel you're going to live longer, so you're welcome. Jokes aside, when you let your brain be bored, it's going to trigger it to become creative. It's a bit like playing an instrument at the end of the day to relax, or going banana with your dog to relax a bit. It won't be as stimulating, but if you let your body rest between physical activities, why not your mind? Let your brain rest, for God's sake. Not sleeping, rest. When you sleep, other things are happening. I'm talking about leaving your brain just be. This will help your brain to have more space and get used to not having constant immediate gratification. Boredom will also spar new ideas and encourage deeper self-reflection, but that's the topic for another video. Number 2, engage in flow activities. Well, now we're talking. The flow, the sweet flow. I'm not talking about something abstract, like the spiritual flow or something. I'm talking about this stage. You reach where you are so deeply focused that you just can't think of anything else but the thing you're doing. It can be painting, playing an instrument, sport, video editing, cooking, running naked in the woods, or whatever is your thing. For me, it's all of these. Nah, just kidding. I don't like painting. You need to find this thing that when you start it, you could forget the world exists and almost like you wouldn't even notice if the house was on fire. Flow, the flow state. Beautiful bliss and emptiness around you. Nothing but sheer focus. That is this state of deep immersion and focus that challenges and captivates your attention. These activities can provide a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction without relying on immediate rewards. That will help you to fight against brain fog and your brain seeking the next bit of dopamine. Try it and come back to me. Tell me how it went. Number 3, chosen solitude in nature. Nature is a great teacher and great provider. First, it will grant you a higher quality of oxygen for your cognitive performance. But that's just a bonus here. Tuning to nature's rhythm will help you cultivate patience and serenity. It has a slower pace and rhythm compared to the fast-paced, instant gratification-driven world. Plus, chosen solitude offers a break from social interactions and external pressures. Doing it in nature will help you disconnect from the stimuli of modern life. Doing it regularly, like at least twice a month, can help counteract the need for instant gratification and foster a greater sense of patience and delayed gratification. Learning to take the time to contemplate nature has many other brain benefits. It can help cultivate a sense of awe, promote mindfulness, and reduce the need for constant stimulation. If you don't have access to a forest or nature in general, go do that in a park. Number 4, recognize the dominance of dopamine and plan a regular detox. I'm not saying you are a dopamine junkie, but our current world is designed for it. Fast-paced culture, unlimited on-demand entertainment, gamification of technologies, advertising and consumerism, and on and on. Without forgetting the food, Lots of available food is designed for rapid nutrient absorption, particularly sugar and fat, leading to a quick spike in blood sugar levels. This spike can activate the brain's reward system and trigger dopamine release. Similar reward system triggers are present with online shopping. Mainstream news media also uses sensationalism and emotional content that interfere with our reward system. And of course, the classic smartphone notification and social media scrolling, but you already knew that. Remember, restaurants cook for you to come back. News media wants you to keep watching. Online shopping wants you to buy. That's how our world works, and that's fair. Everybody needs to put food on their plate, you included. Everybody has to sell something directly or indirectly, but being mindful of that will help you take a step back. Do not get sucked into it all. It's easy to just let go and completely fall under this dopamine scheme and let it drive our daily actions. Too much exposition to dopamine will just overstimulate your dopamine receptors and make you want to come back for more. Here is the solution. Plan for a dopamine detox. Identify activities that lead to excessive dopamine release and instant gratification. Then plan a specific detox period where you avoid these triggers and engage in alternative activities. That can be on a daily basis for an hour or more. Or that can be for an entire day, on a weekend, or a whole day per month, whatever floats your boat. You can even retrain your brain to focus on the real world and detoxify it with a brain-friendly diet. But that would be the topic for another video. Number 5, self-regulate context switching. Now that you have a deeper understanding of the flow state and dopamine, let me show you the last piece on how to detoxify your brain from immediate gratification. As we live in a rapid-fire information environment, prioritize focus, practice single tasking, create a distraction-free environment, take regular breaks. You'll see, having that simple, smooth mental road ahead of you will be a breather. When I started my career, my boss saw me working on one thing and told me, "Go ahead, multitask. You'll increase your productivity. You'll go faster." Hey, you know what? We have been trained to be good, working, valuable employees. Multitasking has been one of the biggest productivity myths of our age. People just think, hey, I'm just gonna do more stuff, then I'll get more stuff done, right? Let me say this. You cannot get 9 women pregnant and expect a baby in 1 month. Multitasking just increases cognitive load and divides focus. You'll basically do more things but much slower than if you do them one by one. You'll increase the chances of making mistakes, prevent yourself from reaching that flow state, and allow your mind to be creative. That ties back to the need for immediate gratification as the brain seeks fast and rapid results again, like a crazy dog. As the French poet Jean de La Fontaine said, there is no point in running. You have to start on time. Do one thing at a time. Do not have 2 to 3, 4, or even 5 open tasks that you are working on at the same time. If you need to cook pasta while you're watching TV, it's okay. But when you need to be serious about what you're doing, prevent yourself from jumping from one topic to another. Every time your brain switches topics, it needs to empty the previous context and refill the new context. If you do that every 5 minutes, it's like constantly changing the music on the radio. You hear it, but you don't have time to get into the music. It's just different noises, back to back, that do not make any sense, and just annoying. Immediate gratification has become rampant in our society and has become the usual business for everyone around us. If you learn to apply this concept I just shared with you, you'll increase the clarity of your mind and will help you in your self-awareness journey. If you want to pair this knowledge with 5 rules that will make any man infinitely powerful, I invite you to check our last video by clicking here.